In this video, I'm going to show you how to go from having a purified protein to getting it to a crystal form and then actually shooting it on an X-ray system so that we can get its structure from this. So the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and make our crystal plates. Now, all of these solutions that I'm loading in have already been filtered, and you want that because you don't want any small particles to enter your crystallization solution. So we're putting 0.45 mils of each of these solutions into the bottom of these wells. And then we're going to be taking this plate down to a cold room, which is at 16C. And now we're going to mix 1 microliter of each of those solutions with 1 microliter of our concentrated protein. And the reason that we do this is because we're over time going to try to dehydrate this drop and allow the protein to concentrate more. And the way that this happens is by having a solution at the bottom, which is called the mother liquor, that over time pulls the liquid out of the drop and allows the protein to concentrate. So once we get all of those done and mixed, we're going to take this over to a microscope and look at it real quickly. And what we're looking for here is to see if any of the protein has crashed out. At this point, you don't really want any protein to have crashed out. It should look pretty clear in each of the drops. And once that's good to go, you can store this for however long it takes for your crystal to grow. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a time jump and show what it looks like to load up the X-ray system. So here we have the system turned on and we're cooling down the airstream so that it's at liquid nitrogen levels at 100 degrees. Okay, and what we're going to do here is get the system up and running. So now that everything's good to go, we're going to take off the shield and allow the detector to be able to access the beam. And you can see it's moving right now because it's getting set into place. And now that everything's good to go, we're going to go grab some crystals to fish out and put on the system. So what I'm doing here is just looking for some crystals that I might be able to pull from. And then we're going to take that back to the X-ray room and actually fish them out. So what I'm going to be doing is using a really tiny loop to pull each of these crystals out. And you can see I'm opening up the well right here and then going through and actually scooping up the crystal inside this very tiny loop. And then I'm going to immediately dunk it into liquid nitrogen and allow it to cool down. And then I'll put it inside of a little clamp so that it stays cold and then load it onto the system. And again, it has an airstream at 100 degrees, so it's going to keep that crystal incredibly cold. And now we can go ahead and set up a shoot. So you can see the detector moving in and it's going to go ahead and shoot at the crystal. And what we're hoping for is a diffraction pattern to come out of this. And what the diffraction pattern is these little dots that you can see on the screen, and they represent different atoms in the protein interacting with each other in a very specific way that ultimately we can pull out this structure. We can put this through a program and it gives us a rough idea of what the structure looks like. And then with a lot more work, we can get to the point where we have the actual structures and you can find them like we find them online.